You live in an occupied nation. Your history is censored. Your people are hated. Your heroes are hated. Your values are spat upon, and your flag is viewed as racist. Your guardians are viewed as racist. Your families are viewed as bigoted. Your children are taught to hate your country. Your children are taught to hate your culture. Your children are taught to hate who they are. Your children are coerced to mutilate and degrade themselves. Your God is mocked. Your faith is mocked. Your religion is mocked, and a state-mandated religion is forced down your throat. Your country's leaders hate the people which they serve. The regime only cares for themselves. They seek to destroy your country. They seek to remake your country in their image, in the image of the New World Order. We cannot let them. We must not let them. We must take back our institutions, we must take back our culture, and we must take back our country. Take back your country. Our country is at war with itself, a religious war, a cultural war, a war for the soul of the nation. If we sit on the sidelines and do nothing, our country will be gone within a decade. And if we are going to do anything about it, we must have a strategy. We must have a plan. My goal with this series, Take Back Your Country, will be to talk about strategies we can use to take on the culture war. Practical things I can do, you can do, we can do to help make an impact in this cultural war. We need people in all sorts of roles if we're going to take up space so that we can take back our country. That is our topic for today, how you can take up space to help us take back our country. When fighting a culture war, the battles aren't won on a battlefield, but in the culture. And the way you win the culture is to take up more space than your enemy. There are many ways which we can help take up space in our culture. Let me show you. The most time-honored way to take up space is by building statues in the public square. Unfortunately, conservatives have been forced to play defense on this issue as of late.
Crews removed Christopher Columbus from a pedestal some felt he didn't deserve to be on. This was weeks in the making. Protesters showed exactly how they felt as they threw fireworks, bottles, and other objects at officers, as others tried to pull down the Grant Park statue.
Behind me, you can see where the statue of Christopher Columbus used to stand here in the city of Chicago. But conservatives gave up space. We lost the city of Chicago, and when the mob came, they took our statue. They took our physical representation of space in the city and removed it. We need to do the opposite. We need to be taking up space, not giving up space in the culture war. But that doesn't mean we should give up on statues. If your local town has a conservative mayor, you might as well try and reach out and work with them and see what you can accomplish together. If you can work with a local artist or honor a local hero, the possibilities are endless. But when it comes to many of these big cities, we have given up so much ground that all we can do is play defense for now. Another option is for local businesses to put up such statues on private property. They may not be as timeless as they would be in the public square. They may disappear and change with the ownership of the property, but in the right setting, it could be effective and last for decades. Another option is to work with your local church to put up something outside in the public view. If you can't find a way to make either of these options work, consider a simple yard statue. This is a great small way to add beauty to your home and your neighborhood. Statues of angels, Our Lady, and St. Francis are often carried by local garden supply stores. Statues are great, but they're not the only way to take up space. Yard signs, flags, and home decorations are also a small but potent means of fighting the culture war. We should not discount them. Yes, we need artists, architects, designers, and engineers to help take up space in big ways in the physical world. Traditional art instead of modern art, traditional architecture instead of ugly, postmodern, and brutalist cityscapes. But these fields require years of study and practice to reach any level of significant influence. so you shouldn't beat yourself up if you can't get there today. These are long-term strategies. But if it's something you're interested in, consider studying those fields in college and one day using those talents to help influence the culture war on a big scale in the world. Outside of the physical sphere, we have the social and digital spheres. Yes, believe it or not, you don't need to actually make an investment in physical property to help fight the culture war. Going to public protests, marches, and rallies are all effective means to taking up space. These events do not work as effectively without a large crowd, so be a part of the crowd. And if needed, and you're dedicated to the cause, organize one of these public events yourself or get in contact with a group which may help you. Attend marches for life, protests against the toppling of local statues, counteract the left-wing agenda at every corner, attend women's marches and protest, attend alphabet community events and protest. Rally around a good candidate or a cause which will help put our country back on the right track. This is how we win. Today, our world has a whole different battleground. Not only do we have the traditional town square, but we also have the new town square, the digital town square. Vocalize your opinions online. This does not mean you have to start an influencer account, but share posts you believe in, push back against the narrative, and make your friends think twice about what causes they support. It's not always going to be easy. Trust me, I lost a lot of lukewarm friends in high school during the 2020 election because of things I posted online. But it doesn't bother me, because to some people, it made a difference. It made them think about what they actually support. It broke them out of the echo chamber. Anyone can do that, even you. Lastly, sometimes bravery comes in stages. You may not feel ready to put yourself out there right now. That is okay. We are not all called to the front lines of this battle. We are not all in positions where we can take a public stand. But we can all do something, even anonymously. Be an anonymous culture warrior if you must. Online, that can be as simple as creating an anonymous account and posting culturally conservative content. In the real world, that can take the form of leaving pro-life notes in a pregnancy aisle at the supermarket, putting flyers on people's windshields, or even leaving stickers with conservative messages on public services. Through actions as simple as these, we can take up space in our culture, and we can take back our country.